So, welcome.
Welcome, everybody.
We're so excited. We're like, and the last 2 hours, we were like, it's going a lot of ideas, a lot of fun energies. Both of us, it's so fun if we looked at it from a perspective of how did it start?
Yeah, maybe it's with your name.
I'm Lisen.
I'm Pernilla. Nice to see you.
It is, in case you see this later on and you don't know who we are, Pernilla and Lisen. And we've known each other for a while. And one of the things that we connected with each other is the fun and joy we have on social media, where we kind of look at a thing and we go, and we go somewhere where that is so, I would say, different sometimes to look at things. And we never feel that it's a problem with social media. We're like, why is it that? We're like, oh no, you can do. So one of the things our brains really love is finding possibilities. And we both coach people. We both like getting things out in the world. So we were like, oh, we can do a lot of things. And then we started having some clients. I started coaching some hotels and restaurants, a lot with social media, because that's where I found that they had a lot of points of views and they were not bringing out their business, where it would be so easy if they did, and clients would find them so much easier because everybody's Googling, everybody's looking, and everybody looks at different ways, if they're Instagrammers or Facebookers, to find things. And it was so like, okay, wow, if these things would change or we would add them to business, how much more possible? So we were chatting about different clients and what we have been doing and and we're like, oh, but we can put this all together because we also have things that we're a bit different with.
Yep, for sure. And like you said, we both have worked with social media clients before, and we are a bit different. Like you said, like we actually post because it's fun for us and we like to invite people to our lives and what we're creating and what we're doing. And for me, it's so much more fun to post when I'm actually enthused about it. And helping people to, really get out into the world with their brilliance and everything. And sometimes people are amazing, but like you said, they don't get out there because maybe like you said, Renske, they don't know how or where to start. Renske said before we started, I only use my computer to pay bills. So how are people supposed to find you when people are actually getting more and more, looking for everything online? So that is what we would like to contribute with during this hour. And I wonder what we can create. And you're welcome to ask questions if you have any questions. And if you don't, you can mute yourself so we get a clear recording. And where to start? Where do we want to start?
That's a good question. I can give a little story about one of the hotels that I work with, or more worked with. It's in France, really cute little hotel. And they're very personal. And they're amazing. They have a 5-star chef there. They have a kindness. They are more or less organic. They're getting the certification. And when I look at their social media, I'm like, there's nothing of it almost there. There's a couple of pictures of food where you see, okay, this is really top notch. Then when I looked at the Instagram, there's 2 photos of very famous French people. And the hashtags were like 3 very insignificant hashtags where you wouldn't find it. I'm like, you have worldwide names there. You would want to hashtag them a little bit more or write something. So I was like, wow, so many things that you do where I see you almost make it less possible for people to find you or less possible to contribute to your business. So instead of seeing how the systems work, and for one of the things that we've seen is if you have the information how systems works, it's really easy to navigate them and you can make it so much easier than you think. And then I feel that when you take all the barriers away, how hard or how it is, or what you're supposed to deliver, or how you're supposed to post, you start having fun. And also, if you would like to find you on social media, like who are you on social media and what would be fun for you to do? Because that's very, very individual. But a lot of people have this is the way you're supposed to do it. I heard it, I read it, or they do it, they're successful, so I have to do it that way.
And also like they have an image.
Yeah.
It's very common, yeah.
Very, very common to have an image. You're supposed to build that up. And we're like, no, not at all.
Yeah, we were talking about that before. Like you worked with a lady that she was really vulnerable. She was like, hey, this is my first video. I have no idea what I'm doing. And what is more fun, looking at someone that is totally vulnerable and like willing to be, and like even an idiot, like I have no idea what I'm doing, or someone that is just pretending that everything is perfect and oh, my life is so good and la la la. I mean, haven't we seen that already? That people put up this perfect front, and it's just actually an image. And I think more and more people are starting to see through that, and people are more aware than we give them credit for. So how much more fun is it to actually watch someone that is true, that is living what they're talking about, and that is genuine and authentic and themselves. So what if that's the only thing you have to do, show up as you on social media? And I wonder what that might look like. And then, because what I see is like, if you have the willingness to educate yourself about, like Lisen talked about, systems and easy thing, you can just search on YouTube, like testimonial videos, or there's so many how-to videos and so much information out there. And you have the willingness to be seen, and you have the willingness to be you on social media. There's no stopping you. No. Like if you're willing to go and you are willing to educate yourself, you know, sometimes you need a kick in the butt maybe from us or someone. But yeah, there's really like, there's so many possibilities online. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's just a matter of connecting everything, because you might be posting here and here and here, but what you really could be doing is connect everything and make it easier on you and automate things. And yeah, there's so many things we can dive into here. So many possibilities. But maybe you weren't done with your friend's story.
Well, basically what we looked with them, because there's a couple, we looked at what points of views they had about their business. And I always bring up the questions like, what are your thoughts? I say point of view thoughts about money. Do you like money? Do you not like money? And is there anything you would like to change? And then we usually find out where there's some point of view about something. And they definitely, one of the persons was super bored, so he was more or less not wanting to do stuff, and it wasn't super obvious until we looked at it totally. He knew he was bored, but he didn't think he could choose something different. And he had a very supportive wife that wanted him to like fly out in the world. And he was like, yeah, but I'm living my dream.
And how many think that? Like, I didn't know I could choose different. They just think that they have to do the same thing over and over every day.
And they got it also with, because one of the things I was asking them, are they willing to be part of their business? Them as the two people creating this business. Because very often I see, this is more in restaurants and hotels, there's not individual people behind it. So nobody really knows who is the business. They only know it is a hotel. And most people love it when you're personalized, when you are there.
Yeah, you're just not another chain. You're actually like the hotel we love. We went to for New Year's, Tambo Italiano. Like, we really love that place. It's a healing land. The people are really genuine and caring for you. And everything just contributes to what you're creating. It's healing to be there with all the animals and everything. And so that is the energy would you help them get out into the world too, because you help them too with social media. And I wanted to say another thing too, like for some of you, it's not fun. So what if your job is to maybe make videos and do what's fun for you, and then maybe you can add someone that helps you with like posting or whatever it might be, because if it's not fun for you, you might not do it, right?
Absolutely. I think for one of the things is really to look at the points of view you have and see which one are you willing to change, which one are you honestly not going to do. If you were really truly honest, those are things. Oh well, I don't think I'm going to post. Add somebody. Videos. I will. Well, on my own, I don't. Sure, you try it out, and so there's a point where you have to be honest to see what will you be doing. What are the things are really contributing to business that if you added it to it, however you add it, would create something for you. So there's then things you learn, like this is the way you should be doing, and there's other things that it's more, they could be great, but you don't have to. You can do it in a different way. One of my clients, I have a year program in German, and we do a lot social media to bring out the businesses there. And when I look through their things, what they do, just to look where we are and where we're going, I sometimes see there's nothing personal. They just post a class, or they post this. They post very targeted towards what they think will grow their business. But I can say personally, most businesses grow when they see you.
Because you're the magic spice, and you're the one who needs to show up, because how many posting do we see every day about classes, and what is really catching your eye? You have to ask yourself, so what do I enjoy seeing? Like, how would I like an email, or what is it I'm actually reading about? Is it like a post about a class, or like a personal story maybe about someone who's been to the class? Like, those are all things we can look at. And Renske said, like, I would love to, but I don't know how. And so I would say maybe pick one thing you want to learn and ask someone. I mean, people are really, you can just ask on Facebook or you search on YouTube. I mean, YouTube is really a big search engine. It's there to answer problems people have. So you can search anything, and I can guarantee you someone have made a video about it.
And this is the fun part, because this is where I'm like, hey, maybe we have something here we can look at. So she's, for example, one that really loves searching on YouTube and does it. And if I don't know something, I'll learn it and I'll do it. And there's a lot of people that have this, that not have the time, or it's not easy to find something. And I'm like, okay, we could put that together. That's not a problem for us. So that's how we're starting to develop a business that we would like to contribute to people, and also invite you guys to be part of, because we would love to contribute to a business growing, to see all these things that you kind of like maybe need step by step, where it's not super easy just doing it from one day to another. You might need support. You might need a little coaching. You might need somebody, hey, showing, hey, you look at that direction, and then you do it like, what do I do here? So that's what we're also looking at.
Yeah, and having someone with an outside perspective, like that is actually looking at, okay, so how does your social media look at today, and where do you want to go? Like, what's your target with your social media? Do you have a target? Like, what is your purpose? I mean, what do you want to create in the world? So those are things where you can look at, and that are actually important to look at.
Yes. Let's see if somebody, if you guys can talk to us too if you want to.
Yeah, this is what we talked about before. It takes days to write one sentence. I block with writing.
It's a point of view that is wrong of if I would be judged for it. Yes, let's talk about judgment on social media. That's a good one. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
We'll read it, because if you look at this afterwards, you won't see it, what it says.
Yes, that's so true.
And so if you look at, hey, how many times do you stop yourself because you perceive the judgments of what you're writing? When you're writing, this is what I really also love, by the way. When I write, I can almost perceive what it starts creating by me writing it. And it's usually energy. And it can be a lot of energy. It can be a little energy. It can be like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. And I do know before I sometimes stop myself. But one of the things I looked at is, okay, is there something here that I could change? If it's too much energy, or there's something, okay, is this insulting, or this... I look if there's anything making somebody wrong, or I'm writing anything that provokes too much, that won't be received. Because I do look where I would like, if I'm just a provocative person wanting to create judgment, that's easy. If I want to create awareness and a question mark, that's sometimes a little look, okay, this does provoke and maybe create some question marks. What would it take? And am I willing to create question marks? Am I willing also to post it so it becomes a question mark? And are you willing to be judged for what you do, be, create, write? So if you're not, what would it take?
And if you're not, it's actually hard to grow your business. Because if you're not willing to receive judgment, you're going to hide yourself, and you're going to hide your capacities, your talents, your abilities. You're going to hide what you're offering because you're afraid that you might get judged. And guess what? If you're going to show up in the world, you're going to have to be willing to be judged. Because if you're going to expand your business, people that are really successful get a lot of judgment.
And I can tell you, everybody gets judged. Everybody. There's not a person that does not get judged.
So you might as well get judged doing what you love, right?
No, but it's really interesting because people always have a point of view. And social media is one of the best places to. People go in there and just judge other people. I'm like, that's like a hobby of people. Mm-hmm. And what if you do create a space where you have fun receiving the judgment, like, ooh, this is really, woo, there's tickling energies in my body. I guess this is changing something for me. So you can playfully look at it and also, wow, that was intense. Okay, I have to lower my barriers a little bit more. That's a lot of points of views. Wow, I don't remember. There was one post where I did not think it was really special. I think it was when I posted I'm leaving Sweden or something like that. And I just randomly just wrote it like, hey, thank you so much, I'm leaving. I think it was one of the posts that would receive the most comments.
Oh, wow.
And people were like, hey, congratulations and have a good time. I was like, oh, and this was like good judgments kind of thing, but that was intense for me. It was so intense looking and really reading them and willing to receive them.
But that's another thing, we're different, both of us, because we're just moving to another country, and in our world it's not a big thing. But like for other people it's like, oh my god, you're moving to another country, this is crazy. So yeah, I get that it wasn't a big deal for you, and for everybody else it was.
But that's where you also can get really surprised if you're present on social media about the gift, what people also would like to contribute to you.
Yeah.
So it's not a one-side street where you are like, oh, I have to manage all the judgments. There's a lot of contribution to be received.
I've noticed that you have to be willing also to receive the positive judgments and the gratitude people have for you, because lately I've been offering some free sessions, and the amount of gratitude I've had to step up and receive is really cool, and it's pushing me to create more and be there for more people, and it's so cool and I love it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And what if you can actually get to a place where you don't buy judgment as real, and like you said, you can actually have fun with them? Like what would that take? Because if you're there is so much more that can be created.
That's so true. So we have another question here. I am in a space where I feel bad spending money on me and bad if I don't. Can you help? Even clients. It is how practical difficulty and unhappy if I don't. Both sides, it seems not fun, so I keep ending unstuck in this drama. Please help.
So you're wrong if you do, you're wrong if you don't, basically.
So I would look, okay, I assume this is a business, so it's clients. Yes. So if you look at any business, you invest in a business. And if you're the business, there's nothing wrong investing in you because you're a business. If you're a consultant or have clients, you don't really spend a lot of money usually on growing your business. If you open a shop, you spend 100,000 euros or 200,000 euros at once before you open. And you take a big loan, and that's absolutely totally okay in that kind of business. When your own business with clients, you often almost judge if you are spending on your growth or you're spending on you growing. Instead of looking at it from a business perspective, okay, are you investing in you? Are you creating something for the future? So investment, I always look at investment. When I started doing Access and all the classes, I'm like, I could have bought a house, I think. By now, 2, I think, at least. Mm-hmm. And I remember when my ex group looked at it after 2 years, we're like, I'm not sure we do really want to look at this amount. But it was funny. We just calculate really quickly. I'm like, oh, that's one apartment. There's another one. And we're like, this is huge amount of money. If we would tell to anybody that is just in our age having a normal job. And we're like, amazing what we created. We were freaking amazing, and we're like, awesome. And then we look at the money. If I would judge myself in that moment that that's a lot of money and I should have spent it on something real or on a house or whatever, I'm making my creations wrong, and I can guarantee you I would make less money. And what we did at that point was, okay, let's have the house and the classes. So we were like, okay, we didn't really want a house, so that was really not important. but when we looked at it, like, what would it take to create more, but not judge what is judgeable for other people? Because if you went to invested in class or something that contributes to your business, it's nothing you can grab. So a lot of people have very easy judging that, instead of like, if you buy a car, it's not judgeable. If you do a class in Access, it's more judgeable. So those are, or whatever classes, anything self-development or business development. It's so interesting. If you have a car that is only cost, basically, that's fine. But investing in you growing, there's a lot more possibilities of judgment. Mm-hmm. So how many judgments are you willing to have in your life? When I take money from my 10% account to invest in classes to pay back, that's okay. Well, if it is a loan, yes. So 10% is a specific term. If you don't know, and you might see this afterwards, is putting away 10% of all your money that comes in is something that grows and contributes to you and your business and to everything. I see it as my own bank. So if I know I will pay it back with a little bit of interest, because my bank wants to make money, so I make sure that my 7% has that fun energy of, yes, I can loan you the money, but it is a loan. And then I'll also look when I would like to have paid it back and put some extra in it.
Yeah, and it's going to be different for everybody. Some people, they have to reach a certain amount until they feel comfortable, like even loaning. And like right now, I do not take any money from that account. So it's going to be, you have to see what's true for you.
But it's enough pay energy to do.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. And we had a meeting with two ladies about social media a couple of days ago, and what came up there too was, are you willing to be controversial? And we talked about that a little bit too, like just being you in the world is controversial. So that's something for you guys to look at too. Are you willing to stir the pot and be controversial? Because that's what we saw with them. Like if they were willing to go there and be that, that would catapult their service.
Yes. So Sylvia has a question here. It would be really good if you came on and talked, because it's really hard to, just a statement here. So what do you do to pimp up your social media to go global? Is it just about being you? And what other stuff do you do and create? So that's like a question that I can talk 10 years about. So what is it exactly you would like to know? So the next questions, please do them live. We're here. And this is the fun part. How much are you hiding by writing? How much are you willing to show up?
Yeah, let's start practicing right now.
It's just the unmute. There's an unmute. If you don't know, it's on the side on your Zoom.
I forgot this is Zoom. Right. I was hiding. Well, I don't know why I thought it. I don't know why I thought it wasn't Zoom, even though I pressed Zoom. Let's see. Maybe I don't have a question. I was like, oh, I want to hear their magic and secrets, but yeah, I missed the first 10 minutes, so maybe you already spoke about going global a bit.
No, we didn't. We didn't start with the to-do stuff. So we started we started really looking at the energy if people are willing to show up, and it ended up now that big conversation about judgment, because any of the to-do things will not really work if you try to hide or if you try to avoid.
Yes, you're true. Really. That's right.
Because your posting or whatever you create will be like modest, smaller. Oh, I have to do it so nobody gets offended.
Yes.
Yeah. So it won't match your energy. So we have a lot of to-do stuff. We can look at all of those. But one of the things we see, if we look if we talked about Instagram, what do you want to do with Instagram? So a lot of people, like, for example, the last hotel I'm working with, they just know they have to post. And I'm like, it will never work if we have to post. Never.
Yes.
Nobody would like that. People, the most interesting aspect of social media is people are aware.
Mm-hmm.
And we think they're not because they're so unaware in general, but they see energies. And I don't know how many people have commented stuff where they're like, I don't know what you say, people that are not into different things. And they're like, yeah, but they were not authentic. And I look at them, you noticed that? I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's so amazing. So people do sense a lot. So if you do something because you have to do it, it will not have the same creation energy than if you do it because you're like, hey, I'm intrigued. How can I create something here? What would be fun to do it here?
Yeah.
So we do see that, like Facebook, Instagram, you can also add Twitter, then you can add what you do on YouTube, all of these things. If we just forums that are very simple in using, but then how you use them and how you show up, that's definitely intriguing to look at.
Yeah. I guess I don't really have I guess I did just make a statement with a question mark attached because, and it was about, because like, I'll tell you like some of the things, because it's funny. I watch these, some of these Zoom hangouts and I'm like, oh, they know what's up and I don't. And it's kind of funny. Because what I do on social media is a lot of times I'll just expand out and just get a ping of like, oh, it would be really fun to go there and talk about this. And this is something I'm really excited about. And when I do that, I notice it generates so much.
How cool is that?
Yeah. And then and when I'm not like posting just I'm constipated, I must post, but when I'm actually like, oh, this is amazing. And I get a ping to go there, I go. So maybe the lie is that I'm not global. Because I was like, oh, when I'm global, all the points of view, I will be traveling the world more like you are. It's like, so Yeah.
That's so funny, Sylvia, that you don't think you're global. You're like working with people all over the world, promoting classes all over the world. Like, I don't know what's more global than that.
No.
Just physically we travel. That's the only thing there.
So what?
Wait, yeah. So it's just funny, these points of view we have, because I was like, I'm not global. Then I was like, wait, I'm everywhere. And what else is possible? So, yeah.
And then also look at if for example, let's say you would love to travel. So what if you put that into the energy that you're always creating? So you have a little bit of a red thread in it. So
Yes.
you are talking about where you're going. So basically you're kicking yourself a little bit in the butt along the way by putting it in all the time and making sure it's heard as well. Like I sometimes talk about things where I'm heading because I know if I voice it, there's something in creating in my life when I voice it. I'm present with it. I'm opening up the space for it. I almost like get more awareness by talking about it. So I do put in the things I would like to create also into my social media.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. And I just realized I had a point of view that like social media means I'm at home where I live now, hiding kind of, because there's a little bit of that hiding energy.
Yes.
But what if like I can do this and not hide and incorporate everything? Because I always made like a disconnect between, okay, social media like isn't even real, really, even though I'm acting with people and I've met people from around the world and spoken with them. But I almost was like, social media equals hiding. And then when I do but what if it can be all of it? I just realized that was my point of view. So yay.
And I love watching videos. I wonder, like, what would it take for you to get paid to make videos and travel the world?
Yes.
I have a question.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to mute.
Jumping in here. Yes, Jackie.
Thank you, Sylvia.
I know that I don't like to get involved in social media when there's a controversial subject.
Okay.
So a couple of days ago, we know a young lady in our network group who died.
Sorry.
That's right.
Like up in your nose. I'm like, that's funny. Yeah, sorry. Yes. You said somebody died? Yeah.
Somebody died. And, there was all these points of view. She's young and she's this and she's gone to see God and she's in heaven and love and light. And I have different points of view, learning access. And I was just, so I realized that I didn't want to comment because I didn't want to be seen as different or seen as someone who's not empathetic. So I didn't post. I also do hypnosis and access and working with a client who's had Parkinson's for 8 years. And after one bar session, she made a change. And I'm like, should I post it? And people will say you can't, there's no healing for Parkinson's and there's no this for that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I know that's holding me back. From being seen and being judged. So I would love to clear that.
So are you willing to be a miracle worker?
I know I am, whether I'm willing to acknowledge that. Wow, what will it take?
Well, here's the thing. You don't have to make a statement about it on social media. If you're really just vulnerable with it, you don't never have to address what you're doing. You just address comments or replies or feedback from the clients and like, hey, I was so surprised by this and I got really, wow, it changed for me something that this happened during the session. You do never comment that you're the creator of it. Choosing it. But then it becomes a different way of delivering it on social media because we don't really like seeing people telling how amazing things were. This, I did this, blah, blah, blah. That energy that we often avoid. So we don't want to go there. But what if you bring it out in a world where it's just like an invitation that you could choose this too? And this is what happened. And I'm just still in awe that this is possible. And I don't know if it's going to work for a long time, short time. So you even can bring up like it's not that it is, it's a possibility. So, some areas do have really tough points of views, parking zone. It is this way. So then you can just start moving it a little bit, like, this is what happened here, and what would it take that it will last longer, or whatever. You bring it in a way that's humble, an invitation for people to read without needing to defend that they don't believe in it. You're muted, Jackie.
Oh, I love that. I love that invitation. That's the possibility, and not it is.
No,
that what would it take for it to? Yeah.
Literally, we don't know. We have no clue.
Yeah.
We don't know. So that's also when I look at it, and we do not never want to, if we're doing access consciousness, we never want to promise anything, because we'll never know if it's the same next person, because we truly don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty. If we're humble in that, and just like, hey, this is a possibility. And we also know the clients choose, so we can't promise anything anyway. But this is also one energy we would like to contribute to people becoming more of themselves on social media, because we have seen with the clients we've worked over a couple months with how it's changed to make it super easy for you to be there.
I love that.
Social media is definitely like a roller coaster. You're on the ride and you cannot get off. You can try to stop it, and it might never. So we do also are aware that it's not the easiest field to be active or grow your business with. We do see it's an amazing possibility. We're like, why would we not use it? Why would we not create something where it's a really fun platform for you to play in? And that's when we're chatting, we're like, oh yeah, but there's so much kindness. There's so much we can do if we take away that, or we change that with the clients. Like, we saw, like, wow, this is a space we would like to gift people. And we also saw it's not a one session thing. It doesn't.
No, and what surprised me too was in the meeting we had with the ladies is like, we thought we could just jump into the tips and tricks and do this and do that. But then the whole session almost was about them showing up in the world, or their points of view we were working on. And it's also, I'm glad you guys brought it up. It's also what you're willing to be in the world, because that's going to shine through everything you do. When I was more willing to claim and own that I am a gift and that I have talents and capacities, people started listening to me and what I had to say. Before I even could acknowledge I was a gift, no one would pay attention. So it's like so many points of view we have to look at to be willing to grow our business and to show up in the world. So that was actually that I'm so grateful for that meeting, because it showed us so much that, wow, there's more to that we can look at here, so that you guys can create what it is here to create it. And what really, yes, and what would it take for you all to have a life where you're super enthused to wake up to every day and just be so enthused to share with the world what you're doing? And that Lisen is amazing at that. She never sells. She's like, she jumps on a Facebook Live and she talks about relationships, or she talks about whatever is going on in her life, and then she's like, oh, and I'm doing a hangout on it, and people are like, oh, wow, she's really sparking an interest without selling. You're just talking about what's going on in your life and some tips and tools, and it's such a different way. You should check her out, her Facebook, to see how she's doing it, because she's being her, and at the same time she's being this great invitation to what it is we and everybody is creating in the world. So
thank you
thank you for your question.
And one of the things that we've learned the how to do's, like technically, and how to use the social media and all that. And then we also have seen how we bring it up so it becomes easy for people to grasp. Because one of the things, all the technical fall, okay, in the beginning that can feel really overwhelming. And then you have to do graphic, and they have to be good, and then you have to do it, and then you might just want to throw it away or hire somebody, and that's totally fine. And one thing we have looked at is the steps, how to do them so it's easy. You do one step, and then you try that one, and then if that doesn't work, we try that. So you can do, for example, we have versions where you can do graphics, where you can do them on Canva, you can do them on your phone with Tuborama, or we have different apps we use. And those things we also want to teach people, like really how it becomes easy. If you don't want to do a graphic, look how you can add photos. How do you do photos in your post so they generate an energy?
And what if you don't have to do it all at once? Like, oh, I have to do everything right away. What if you pick something that's fun for you and start there? Because that's the secret. Start somewhere. You just have to start, you know. Some people put it off because they're like, I don't know how to do it. And then once you learn how to do it, you're like, why did I put it off? It was so easy.
They have to be perfect.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can we just let go of that? Like sometimes we don't even do anything because we want to be perfect, or it has to look perfect. Like, oh, we can't release our web page. I did that for the longest time. Like, I can't release it to the world until it's perfect. And guess what? A web page will never be perfect because you change, and it will keep changing, and you will keep updating your services, and yeah, it will not be perfect. So just get it out there and just start somewhere where it's fun for you, I would say.
Mm-hmm. And in this beautiful social media world, there's a lot of sales on how to optimize everything, how to make it automatic, or what do you call it?
Automated. Yeah.
Automated. Everything should be automated. And one of the things I've noticed with automated stuff is if you put too much energy there, you're usually not present anymore.
Your energy goes away from the creation.
Yes, literally. And sometimes the automated stuff create less than if you're doing less posts, for example, or it depends. You have to play with it, but also the willingness to see that you're present with the things you are contributing with. A lot of people just have people posting about their classes. I can see when I see one of those posts, I don't see it again because my eyes just like, oh, that's just a marketing thing. And once in a while, like, oh yeah, I need to see that. I had one class with the Bowmans now, a class after facilitators where nobody's seen yet. And I was like, wow, I have not put that out in the world like clearly enough. Oh, that definitely needs a little bit more social media love. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Hearing feedback. So sometimes I talk to people about certain stuff just to see what is showing up in the world. Is it something that is there, not there? Because social media changes, the algorithms change, the way to be found changes.
Yeah.
I had to explain what a hashtag means to several companies. And the funny part, they started hashtagging everything on Facebook. And I'm like, that doesn't really have the most amazing effect. It is really great on Instagram. You can do it on Facebook. But then every sentence, like the whole sentence was hashtagged. And I'm like, no. That looks really bad. That, like, even the kids look like, you're like, are you grandpa? Like, that's so old fashioned. But they're like, oh, we should hashtag. They would just hashtag the whole sentence. I'm like, no, you don't do that. So there's certain things where it's really fun to look at, where you grab something, think that's important, and then you translate it to something that doesn't really work. And that's where sometimes it's also easy. It's fun to see, okay, that's energy, that's not, that creates, that doesn't create. Because sometimes before I understood how Instagram worked, I was like, oh yeah, it's a great photo. And then what do you do with that? I didn't grasp the world of it. I wasn't enough in it. So I was like, that's weird. It's just photos with like a little text. What do they do there? Until like, wow, this world is amazing. And the way you interconnect globally on Instagram is absolutely freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And people don't have so much point of view. They just, like, people, I don't know, friend me or whatever, follow me. I have no clue where they come from. I have absolutely no clue. And the fun part is to see after a while how they interact with you with different things. So they're seeing things they would never see. So it's a very, very, for me, intriguing world. And I absolutely adore it. So like my dog even has an Instagram.
Sinja's Adventures.
Sinja's Adventures. Sinja's Adventures grows quicker than some of the hotels I work with. And I'm like, Sinja?
She's doing something right there. Well, Instagram for me got interesting when there's a button you can click that says add all my contacts on Facebook. Because I was so tired of seeing the same pictures every day from the same people. I was following like 300 people. And I was like, this is way too small for me. So I hit the button and all of a sudden I was following all of these people. And all of a sudden I had so many more followers, because that's what happened if you started following someone.
So what did you do? What did you exactly do? Say that again.
I hit the button that says follow all of my Facebook contacts on Instagram. So that's
Where do you find it?
On Instagram, on your account somewhere.
Good, thank you.
So that's a thing you can do if you want to expand your Instagram right away. And another thing, when you were talking about that algorithm change that not a lot of people know about, that I know about, that I can share with you guys, is that if you want to post a YouTube video to Facebook do not like YouTube videos anymore for some reason. So if you're going to post one, they will never be seen. Like if you post a YouTube video right now, you're going to have like 3 likes because it doesn't show up in nobody's feeds. So a trick to get around that is actually to write whatever you want to write, like the invitation to the video, and then you can write, okay, so click in the comments to see the video, and then you post a YouTube link in the video, I mean in the comments. Because I don't know why, but that changed. Because in the beginning, I did a lot of travel YouTube videos, and I could post them on Facebook, and I would have so many likes because people love seeing travel videos. They're like, oh my God, this is amazing. You're in Bali, you're in Australia, you're blah, blah, blah. And now when I post them, nobody sees them. So that's a little trick, to post them in the comments. And maybe you've seen that already, people doing that. And that's the reason why.
But I do have to see that with some of the accounts they're working, it's still working that their followers see them. So I don't really know what that, maybe it has something different too. Because I've seen some that is still working.
Okay.
So they're still getting a lot of likes. So I'm also looking at that a little bit, maybe not as much as they did.
No.
And it can also mean like how much they're interacting, or there can be different aspects, but I totally get what you mean. And of course, if you upload your video on YouTube, on Facebook directly, it's a higher, they get higher ranked.
Yeah.
That's also, they basically
They want you to do Facebook videos.
They want
Facebook
you to do
lives.
everything on Facebook and not use other mediums. And Facebook bought Instagram. So they're funny. And those are things where if you start learning it, you can play. And one of the things I also like, any statement I hear, I start choosing both to see what works on my page, because I still 100% don't know how everything works.
Yeah.
But I try it. So in Instagram, of course, they start now hashtagging in the comments. And I do both, and it still works both. I get enough likes if I hashtag in the text, and when I do it in comments, it looks better without them. So in the text, in the comments. So it's if you get the information, this might, this not, and how we're playing with it, you start playing with it and you try it, and then you look. And it's really good also to look at what is happening after a couple of days. Hey, what did show up here? And then do not make 100% conclusions of it. Try it a couple of times more, because then you at least see the movement. Sometimes you're posting on a time that is convenient for you, but there's nobody around.
Exactly.
That's also one of the fun parts I see with people. But I post it. I'm like, yes, 8 a.m. in the morning. There's not a lot of people there. And like, that's a fun part to see. And also people that post for you, like, what is their target? Is this to reach people to be in awareness, or just to have posted because it's a task?
Yeah.
Also for yourself. Are you posting something to have it done?
Yes, and it's also pretty easy to convert your Facebook Live to upload it to YouTube too. So you can do that also if you want to do them straight to Facebook. Whatever works for you guys, and how can you use all of this to your advantage? Like, make it work for you guys. What else is up for you?
Any questions, you guys?
I have a comment.
Yes, please.
I just have to say that hashtag thing made me laugh so hard, because I think I must hashtag like a granny. When I first heard about it, I still don't get that. So, I'm learning. But I did the same thing. I was like, this is fun. And then I was like, hashtag. There's a really funny video with Justin Timberlake and somebody else doing hashtags, like doing a hashtag song, because everything's hashtag. But yeah, I think sometimes I post like I don't get Instagram, so I just hashtagged it up on Facebook the other day. Because it was fun, but I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with hashtags. So yeah, maybe when I hashtag I'm 80 or something. Who am I being?
Well, you can just on Instagram, if you post a hashtag on Instagram, it will actually give you suggestions of similar hashtags. And like, say you love travel, there's Travelgram, there's travel, there's like there's so many you can use to your advantage. Pick of the day, likes for likes, or I don't use that, but yeah, there's so many. And tell them about the horse German hashtag.
Which one do you mean? The
With
one
the Tambourine.
how I do it in the different languages, or which one
when
do
you
mean?
told them and then it changed and they go, okay, I'll
Oh, sorry. I was like, she's having something good in her head. I was like, exactly what do you mean?
she worked with someone's social media, and she was talking to them about hashtags, because they were also like, I post like an 80-year-old. Or they hardly knew what it was. I don't know if they knew what it was. And Lisen was like, well, you post a lot about horses, so you can just do this one in German, because there's a lot of German people that loves horses. And all of a sudden they had like this big following from Germany. So it's like easy things like that. Because when I started traveling and I used all the digital nomad, like working online and all of that, people like started following me right away, because they love seeing that stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. No, it's easier than they thought, but they didn't really get it until I showed them. But one of the owner's sons did post once with hashtag about horse Pferde and something else in German. He's like, yes, and they started commenting in German and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yes. So it works. But the world is so, it's like, if there is not so much separation as we think there might be, if we're willing to be connected in an easy way. And I, in the beginning, did really not get that if I write dog, people see it more than if I just write whatever hashtag. But if I put Sinja in a photo and I write dog, puppy, I don't know how many likes I get just because it says dog. And I was like, wow, is it that easy? Do people really look? Because I was thinking about myself. I don't go and look at hashtags many times. And then like, maybe it's interesting to do it. Maybe I should do that too.
Yeah, and what happens when you say dog is like it's on the top of the pictures of dogs, like the hashtags of dogs. So if you just post it and someone click on dog, you're going to be on top. And then people are going to be like, oh, that's such a cute dog. I want to follow her adventures. And that's how Sinja gets her followers.
Sinja is like incredible people. When I look through there, I want to be friends with them. I'm like, indirectly I am.
And there's also like, you can buy likes, you can buy stuff, but we don't promote that because that's not something that lasts. And it's like, would you rather have a genuine following or would you have like numbers that you are followed? Like, I don't really like that.
I don't either. I'm still intrigued to see, does it really create anything? And I was like, for me, it's still like, I get bored looking at it. So I'm like, no, but it's a choice. You might want to, and you might want to try it out. So it's a possibility. So those are the things we're looking at as well. You have a question?
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hi, actually, I do a lot of posts on my Facebook and I do lots of publicity and social media, but that the result doesn't come at the same percentage as I do the posts and all.
So what is your expectation?
Expectation means I get lots of likes and everything on my posts, but admissions, the materialistic, matlab the admissions, all the students doesn't turn up according to that.
Also, it doesn't convert to direct money or direct clients or...
Yes.
So you do have to look at what you're expecting from what you're creating.
Okay.
So if you're expecting clients, it might not be... The thing is, if you're expecting clients directly, so if you're expecting money from your posts, it might also trigger the energy you're being when you're posting. For me, social media is about creating energy and possibilities, not about a result with clients.
Okay, energy and possibilities.
Energy
Okay.
and possibilities. So it creates more possibilities than I might be able to receive even. But I do never look at it, this equals the amount of clients I would like to have.
Yeah, because as soon as we're invested in the outcome or we have a result in mind, we're actually stopping the energy and what can actually be created when we don't have any expectations on it and on the post. Because people, like we talked about, they are aware and they're going to notice that energy.
Okay, means I shouldn't expect anything from my post, or should I expect the positive energy to be created?
Nothing.
Acha, I shouldn't expect anything from my post. I should just do it and...
What if you really had fun doing it?
Yeah, for the fun of it.
Okay.
If you have a bigger target, like what if I created my social media to have fun or to create more awareness, or it's more informative, or I would like to share what I'm creating in the world. When I, for a couple of years ago, got a lot of feedback that I was traveling different, choosing different, I was like, what? And for me, it was more normal. I was like, oh, maybe I should. And they were sending me private message. Oh, thank you for that post because blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, wow. That create a lot. So I was like, oh, this is about creating the change in the world that I would like to live.
Okay, mean informative. This I got it. Mean it should be informative. Automatically, it will turn to the clients, right?
No. we just spin it back again.
You had an underlying.
You're smart. You're sneaky.
Okay, I should do it for the sake of fun. That's it, or for information.
I do like your question. So I'm going to back up and look at it a little bit more. So yes, okay, I have let's say you have a business. I have a business. So Yes, in the bottom line, we are creating a business and generating whatever we're looking. Okay, I have a coaching business, so that means I would like to have coaching clients.
Okay.
That's like very obvious. So if I look at and I'm putting myself out on social media, I want to invite people to who I am being. That
Okay.
I invite them. Generally, you say 2/3 of your posts should be private. 1/3 can be promotional. So people would still like to see, listen to you, and read your posts.
Okay. 2/3 and 1. Okay. Okay.
So I would choose you as a coach because I know you're great, or you're genuine, or you're different, or you're creating a life that I'm interested in.
Yeah, because they're coming to you for your energy, right? So if you're willing to show up as you on social media, they're gonna either come to you or don't, but they have the choice because they're seeing you and who you be.
Okay. 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 Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
And I love what you were talking about. Like, what if you look at your bigger target? My target is to invite people to happiness and to actually show that joy can be real and you can have joy in your everyday life. And just by me being joy in the world invites to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
if the less points of view you have about the outcome, the more you can actually create.
Oh. Okay. That is also, I got that line. Okay.
And I
Yes.
can
No
also
point of view, basically.
Yeah.
like if you're looking at increasing your clients or classes, the numbers of that, maybe look into what a Facebook ad would create, like, because there's so many possibilities of also buying ads, and that's, Facebook is really keen on that right now. That you should pay for your ads and stuff, and just see. You can always ask the question, what will this create? What will my business be like in 5 years if I choose this? And what will it be like if I don't? It doesn't necessarily create clients either, but it's a different possibility. Have you
Oh.
ads?
Okay.
I've
Okay.
quite a lot with ads, both in my business and in other businesses. And it depends. Again, this is the fun part. There has been some specific ads for classes where it has created more clicks, but you cannot, if you're trying to find that they came to your class, then again, you're creating for a small business. For me, it's creating for the future. So I do quite a lot of Facebook ads on my jewelry business because I just want to show the world this is possible. I'm here. I don't expect somebody, oh, I found your ad, I found this, I'm buying your ring. No, I want to be visible. So basically I'm just being open with it and showing up in the world. I don't have expectation that it will create cash in my wallet.
And increasing your presence on social media is creating for your future,
Yes.
which is really cool. Like, what if that can be your target, to increase your visibility on social media, no matter what that's going to look like?
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
But I understand you that we want to see we want to see immediate result, and we want to, grow our business and all of that. And yeah, there's nothing wrong in that. It's just different ways on how we get there and how we create it.
It's playing with short-term and long-term energies. And those are things I always look when I coach people in business, and to look that both of them are alive. Because if you only look short in, you call it cash in. So I do something to cash in. I want them to come to my next class. And I'm not looking to be an invitation for the next couple of years. So I have people that showed up for a bars class and they came to a foundation club 2 to 3 years later. Because I didn't judge them for not showing up. I was like, here's an invitation. If you show up, great. If you don't, great. It's really just a choice. And I'm not trying to create this so you come to the next thing. And a lot of people do very much this energy. And everything they look at is to target a person to come again to pay money. And I'm like, that's fine. We all know that is there, but we don't really have to work with that if we're willing to let go of our points of views that we have lack.
Right. And that's an important piece. What if we can let go of the lack? And that's what I love the question.
I agree. My fireplace needs some wood.
Yeah, it went out. And
Sorry.
I love the question, what else can I add to my life? Because I told you last night, like, I've never been in so no point of view if clients sign up or not, because I have different possibility streams to play with. So my business is not going to fail if I don't have clients this week. So it's like, how many different income streams can you add to your life so you don't have to feel this pressure of, oh my God, I have to have people in my class. Oh my God, because that energy doesn't create much either. So like you said, we're creating for the future here and creating in a bigger
dimension.
time. Yes.
Yeah. But we also can look at how to use social media to increase your visibility for your class or something like that. So these are things we've been looking a lot on all the things that we're aware of, and have been creating now a program that we also would like to invite you guys, and it's called Academy of Social Media. Because we're like, oh, this is really about learning all of these things, but super easy for you. And the learning is not going to be at school. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be so simple that everybody understands, oh, that's a click, that's a click, that's a click. Okay, that's simple. Yes, because literally it is simple. If somebody shows you it's simple.
Yeah, and we're here to help you navigate through all the noise out there. There's so much noise out there. So we're here to contribute with that. We're going to have weekly Zooms where we look at what is you want to create and how you can create it. And you're going to have your private startup meeting with us. Where
so basically, I'm just to stop. It's a 3-month thing that we're looking at.
I'm like,
I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
This is the 3 month, and then we go the weekly things.
Yes. Weekly meetings, and you get your private startup meeting with us too, where we look at
just floor.
Where okay. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Maybe you should do it. I'm giving you a boost.
Wait, she can. I mean, I get that too. I know everybody doesn't have English as their first language. Not even you.
Not even me.
Slow down. Sorry. This is when she gets super excited. You see her, she just like that. I love her. That's why I love working with her. She has so much energy.
And I love working with you because you're so fast like me too.
So what we looked at is how can we put everything together so you guys have fun getting out in the world, and it does create more for you, basically, bottom line. And what we're doing is step by step showing up. So we're with the personal meeting is looking at where you are, what's working, what's not working for you, what your targets is. We'll even send you some questions before so we can look at that. And by our personal meeting, we want to be aware where we're heading with you guys. So, because the weekly meetings are really looking at the practical stuff, showing examples, showing some technical things. We'll be doing a lot of videos that will post how to do things depending on what group we work with. So all the questions you have on social media, we'll find how to do it. If we don't know, we'll also give you. We're going to use an app that's called GroupMe, where we interact daily, personal, not personal, show examples, show you, hey, this is how you can use hashtag, this is another way, inspiration, put in videos, show other people that are talking about social media. Has gone down? Falls out? That's funny.
Maybe it's our internet. We're in Spain after all.
We're in Spain, you're funny. No, internet is still really on. Do you guys hear us? Yes, no? Yes? Oh, good. We don't see the face of her.
Now we see all the faces.
So good. What we wanted to look is like day by day, moving in the direction where things grow and looking at, okay, what kind of information do you require now? How do you build a graphic? How do you create a graphic? If that's, the group will show us where we're heading with and what are the desires, and we can go a lot, how to do videos and what to improve, what to look at, facilitation, personal, group. So that's going to be very much individual stuff, but also in the weekly meetings. We have some bonuses we will not tell you about. So there's a lot of things that we would like to inspire you guys to have super ease with. So first we were like, oh, we can do all this for them. We're like, that's not very smart, because then they're dependent on us. We can definitely also provide services if you don't like doing graphics and things like that, but we would love basically to show you how you could do this on your own, and then it's super simple. And if you don't like doing it, you can outsource this. But one thing I also would like to say, when you outsource something, it's really good so you know what it means to do, because then you also can interact with them in a very different way if you have some kind of knowledge. If you don't, it's sometimes also hard to give feedback about something because you have no clue what that means. So those are things. What if social media was super easy? That's why it's Academy. We're going to have fun. We're going to create. We're going to play. We're going to give you the tools so you grow. But one of the things for us, underlying all the energy, that it's fun to create.
Yes. Because
Yeah.
we basically have fun every day creating. So we would like to invite you to that space too. And we did it 3 months just to get that energy going. And if your target is to go global, hell, we go there. We have that energy that we can like contribute to you guys if that's where you want to go. If your target is smaller, we have no point of view about that. If it's only like, I want to learn basic stuff, that's fine too. Everybody's welcome, and we can, because that's the thing, we do weekly meetings and we can address everybody's questions.
Yes.
And I'm excited to play in this app group because we can make videos and send you guys and really address what your ask is in the world and what you would like to create and what are you here to create, you know? And I'm tired of seeing people stopping themselves and getting overwhelmed by social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if you can allow us to contribute to you in your business?
Move forward and do not stop yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's really easy to go on social media and then like, oh, I don't know how to do this, too much. Everybody's offering the same. You do something to stop yourself instead of like, hey, how can I use all of this to my advantage and play? Because people will find you.
And you might do this stop, like you're like super excited about something and you share it, and then you receive all the judgments, so you hide. And then you're super excited about something, so you share it, and then you receive judgment and you hide. And so there's no like flow in it. It's more like start, stop. What if you can just go and take off?
Generate your business into
that's exactly what I have. Then I feel like exploding, and
Yes.
then I go and I have a movie, and then I go back and I go in judgment and all that stuff, and then I have to come out of there, and then I go, and it goes. The flow is not there.
I never done that, so I don't know what you're talking about. I could probably try to help you with that. Yes.
No, but I recognize that.
Never done
Yeah.
that. Yes.
And one of the requirements we have for the group we're creating is that we're vulnerable with each other and have each other's back and support each other. And even if we would like, and this is where we would love to go, is really like play with each other on social media, like even interact. How do I do to contribute? And what does my contribution create also for me? So that also when you're interacting on Facebook, especially on Facebook, that is very interactive. People see the comments and also get to know you. So that's one of the things that some people really forget, that what you're commenting.
And you get to know yourself also.
That too. Yeah. So we're going to be on, and we're doing a 3-month thing because we know that it usually is really awesome a couple of weeks, and then we go like, wee.
Yeah.
And we just want to like, how does it work if we do steadily grow? And what happens with the dips, and how can we change this or be aware of what we're really doing there? So that's why we want to create 3 months. So it's a really thing that we know it will go out in the world and you can fly with it on your own afterwards, or you continue with us or not. We don't even know.
Yeah.
But we want to have fun with it.
And science even tells that it takes 20 days to change a behavioral pattern. So we got that covered because we have more than one.
How many patterns can we change?
Yes. Patterns of harmony.
That is so funny. Oh.
Yeah.
But I was like, literally, when Pernilla and I started talking about it, I was like, okay, this is what we're going to do for the fun of it, because it's really fun for us. And it's one of those things like, I never thought I was going to do a business with social media. And then clients kept on asking me and getting coaching in that area. So I'm like, okay, they're showing me that.
Yeah, me too.
That was hilarious. The hotels and restaurants, I'm like, okay, this is so freaking obvious. I cannot stop talking about it. And when I do it, they get so like, oh, that easy? Oh, I thought it was blah, blah, blah. And the most common comment I get from my clients, but I don't like social media. And I'm like, okay, what if that's truly just a point of view? And how can we change so it becomes fun for you?
Yeah.
Because if you find yourself how it's fun for you on social media, oh my God, there's no stop on you.
And like Stephen Bowman says, it's only a point of view if it's fun or not. So what if you can even change that point of view?
Shh, don't tell me. Nobody likes hearing that one.
No.
So we're going to start around the 1st of February. I just have to check flights. So let's say, in theory, we start on the 1st of February.
3 weeks. Yeah.
In 3 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. Theory can change. And then we're going to have 3 months playing with you guys. And it costs €250 per month. So you sign up for 3 months, but you're willing to pay it at once, or you pay monthly. That's up to you how you want to have. And you're going to be a bit overwhelmed maybe with us, because we're going to be on you. We want you guys to have so much fun you never want to stop. I see. When does it start? Around 1st of February. We will send it out. Today I was like, oh, I need to check some things here. Because I think it might be flying around. And I do want to be present on our first meeting, right? So we're going to have kick off on the 1st of February. We're going to also set up all the personal meetings because we want to know you. Because we will be looking at what you're doing to see how we can contribute individually with you guys. And also, hey, oh, that's information. Then we will also search things online where there's inspiration to look at it different. Because what we do might not suit you. And then we want basically to show you possibilities, how to be able to do it. So you pick and like try it out or play with it. Or I don't like that. Oh, that looks like fun. So not only what we do is the way to do it. So that's one of the things we will be researching for you so you have more ease. Because one of the things I've seen with my clients, they don't look for information. I'm like, but it's there. And so she's like, but you just have to Google it. I'm like, yes, I know Mr. Google is my best lover, but it's not for everybody else. And that's why I'm like, okay, if we remove the obstacle that nothing's hard, what would you choose?
And we have a really big network of people. So if you need photographs, we have photographers that we can connect you with. We might even do a PDF where we write down everybody you can contact.
If you need good restaurants, I'll let you know.
Yeah, she's the expert of that, and I can help you do graphics.
Oh, I love one of my colleagues was saying in class, we were talking about social media. This was hilarious. He was like, yeah, but don't post boring food photos like on restaurants and things. I'm like, do you know how many comments I get? And then I was like, because we were laughing because we were talking a lot about Stephen Chisisabone because they were having a class too. And I'm like, do you know that Stephen? And he knew him. Do you know that Stephen either just posts about food, drinks, or his classes? And he was like, oh, he does? Yes, it's the boring food photos. And everybody loves them. So
hashtag food porn.
Food porn. So there's things that we might judge that could be a really great contribution. So I was surprised by something that was really funny. I still have my red bag. My red bag got known around the world. And I was like, really? And people commented because I was traveling and there were travel photos and my red bag came in the photos. And, oh, yeah, I like your red bag. I like your. And then one guy, even in Denmark, he says, oh, I saw your red bag again. I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. What is it with this red bag?
Maybe he's made his own Instagram account too.
So that would be funny. Like, this is the thing, like how much fun literally, if I wasn't changing the red bag soon, I would. And
this is the thing, like how much fun can you have with, like, what if you could do silly stuff like that and just have fun with it? Like, because that's what's going to create when we have fun with things. That's why we have so much fun creating together too. And yeah, I can't wait to see what we can create together and how much, we can contribute from you guys.
We're going to play with you guys.
Yes.
But she would definitely have a warning, huh?
Yes, we have a warning. If you do not wish to show up in the world, you should not join this program. If you do not wish to increase your business, you should not join this program. And if you want to hold on to your limitations about who you be and what you can and cannot do, you should not join this program.
We're annoying then, so you will not like us.
Right.
So don't join there either.
If you don't wish a little kick in the butt, don't join us. Our program.
No, and I know we're very annoying. We're too happy. We've gotten definitely a couple of those comments in Spain too.
In restaurants?
In restaurants, in delicious restaurants. And I keep coming back and I give them more tip. Every time I'm annoying, I give them more tip. So there's this really weird stuff for them. They pay a lot extra and they're very loud.
Even though we judge the crap out of them, they still tip us.
What do we do? We're not getting rid of them. No, you don't get rid of me if you have good food.
Right.
So whatever. How can we show up in the world and have a lot of fun? And social media is one of the most fun places I know. So if you want to be joining us, join us. And we have no problem if you don't join us. We're happy.
We're happy either way. And we'll just send you some more information with the recording. And I'm happy to see what we can create.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. Like there's been so much time. We're so grateful.
Thank you. This was awesome.
Thank you,
and
Jeff.
I'm in.
Thank you. I mean, also, two sweet girls. I love the Swedish energy.
And this is literally a business we're just doing because of the fun of it.
Yes.
Yes. So that's one of the things. Okay, Stephen and Chisisa Boyman have brainwashed me so much that I, at the moment, just can choose what's really fucking fun. And I was like, well, this is too much fun to stop ourselves. Let's just do it.
I'm getting brainwashed by them now too, so I'm excited about that. And just so you know, like the value of this is really like from 500 and up. This is like a ridiculous price if you compare to like social media out there. And not only do you get the social media from us, you also get all the access tool, which is going to like catapult you even like 1,000 years faster. So that's cool. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited. I will let I know when we start very quickly.
I will make sure.
Yesterday.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
soon.
Thank you. Have fun there. And put some wood on the